Sunday at 10 for auto repair with personal care here on The Source. Of course you do.
I'm having a hot flash, a tropical hot flash. My personal summer is really a bummer. I'm having a hot flash.
Menopause the Musical, the off-Broadway sensation, proudly presents the Survivor Tour.
Coming to the Curtis M. Phillips Center November 11th.
$2 per ticket sold will be donated to Susan G. Komen through June 30th, 2016.
For tickets, visit performingarts.ufl.edu.
I'm having a hot flash. Ooh!
Ocala's information station, 1370 WOCA.
Ocala.
"25 minutes before 11 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in this Monday morning. Remember that movie? I don't remember what it was called, but Arnold Schwarzenegger was in the movie, and it was like he went on vacations by just laying down in a machine, and it was like a virtual vacation. And he would and he would come out and he would have this memory. Was it Total Recall?
I think so.
I think that was the name of the movie. Recall. And he had this like virtual memory of something that didn't really happen to him, but he felt like he had a vacation. We should do this to make sure that our marriages are better. But here's my thinking, especially after looking at the premise of the book we're about to talk about. If you could, for example, and I don't know if this would apply to you ladies, but I think us guys, we get married and we don't know how to do it. But if you could have a virtual marriage, that takes a half hour in real life, but in your mind it took like 5 or 6 years. Okay, and then you come out of that half hour virtual marriage and you have this memory of all the mistakes you made. Then the next marriage, which is going to be your real marriage, you would have figured out, okay, look, you don't flirt with the waitress as much as you used to. You pick up your socks. Okay, you do the good things that you're supposed to be doing. And I guess you ladies would have your own sets of things you would learn from the failed virtual marriage.
Yeah, don't spend money.
Lori Long has written a book. It is called "It's Not Too Late for Therapy. Will You Marry Me?" It's a fun romance novel, and it says here her main character is named Charlotte. Charlotte is forced to raise her daughter alone after her cheating husband and his lover are killed in a car crash.
Yes.
Lori is an insurance industry executive, by the way. A long history of investigative insurance fraud. Wow. I wonder if any of that played a role in the book. Good morning, L.A. Lori Long. Good morning, Lori.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. So in your book, where are you? Where are you calling from?
I'm in Yardley, Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania.
It's about 45 minutes north of Philadelphia in Bucks County, near Washington Crossing, where Washington actually did cross the Delaware.
Oh, wow.
This is a beautiful time of year in that area, isn't it? You got
it is. It's lovely.
See, the foliage doesn't happen here.
Yeah, no, we have beautiful foliage outside of my office window. I have lots of red and yellow trees at the moment, but one good windstorm will take them all down.
So we got a short interview with you, so I don't want to waste too much time with the small chat, but you've written a book that sounds like it's a fun book. Do you explore in the book my premise that if we, like, second marriages are sometimes the better one of when you have two?
Yeah, I think you learn a lot as you go along in life. The story really is, a woman who's approaching middle age. Her daughter's going off to college. She's raised her daughter herself. She's overcome a lot in her life, not only her philandering husband, but, eating disorders and bullying when she was younger. She takes on a job as being a victim's advocate. And she meets her first love again when she's visiting Albion College in Albion, Michigan with her daughter. And they rekindle. He wants a do-over, and she was too hurt by him with the first time, and her first marriage was a disaster. So she's very leery to get involved with him again.
You also talk about feelings, especially from women, about how they keep them bottled up and sometimes they don't say things.
Yeah, exactly. And, a lot of us through our lives, we all have things that we need to overcome. I don't care who you are, if you're male or female. This book came about because a number of women and I were talking one evening, and we all made significant decisions in our lives based on a number on the scale and a number on the dress rack. We were all influenced by how we were treated and bullied when we were young women, you know, and if people look at us now and think nothing would ever happen to us and that we've always been successful. Well, that's not always the case. What you see with the pretty wrapping and the designer suits and the, you know, and the Jimmy Choo shoes isn't really always what's behind that person. It really is just wrapping paper. Inside there's a whole lot of turmoil going on in most people, not just some of us, a lot of us.
Wow. So in addition to being a good storyteller, you're also a philosopher.
A little bit.
Yeah. Well, that makes for a good story. I always love stories that have a little bit of depth to them, and not just the surface level story.
Yeah, you know, and it was written really more as a women's fiction kind of a book, but one of my beta readers happens to be male, and he says, Lori, you know, really men are just the same as women are. We just don't, we share it even less than women do. Women will sit down, and even if it's something they've hidden for a long time at a certain age, we just don't care anymore. And so you kind of let it all hang out with people that you're close to. But, you know, my gentleman friends tell me that, you know, men go through the same kind of things that women do.
That's wonderful. You have that open dialogue between the sexes. I love that.
Yeah, that's important, and you know that's also successful in having, you know, successful relationships and a successful marriage.
So are we, when we read about Charlotte, are we reading about Lori?
A little bit, but it's really a conglomeration of myself and a number of women that, you know, that I work with through the years and have formed friendships, you know, and it's kind of funny because the idea for this book came about when myself and a woman who's about 15 years older than I am and her daughter, who's a decade younger than I am, you know, had dinner together one night, and we were all talking about weight issues and diets and this, that, and the next thing, and we all said, you know, how, you know, I married my first husband because I thought he was safe and, you know, would never take advantage of me or never make rude comments. My friend married her first husband for the exact same reason, and her daughter never dated until she lost a significant amount of weight in her 40s and subsequently married when she finally got rid of the weight. But she never had the confidence to do any of that until she lost weight. So it's funny how if you looked at the three of us, you would think that we're very successful and very comfortable in our own skin, and while we are now, we certainly weren't when we were in our 20s, 30s, early 40s.
And self-esteem is hugely important.
Exactly. And sometimes self-esteem is fostered because you fake it till you make it kind of thing, you know, and it helps if you really embody those things that you want to be until they become part of who you are.
Yeah. But I think sometimes when like for example, if the character's husband hadn't died in a car crash, he might have been a better husband the second time around. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's just you would hope, you know, you would hope that people learn from their mistakes.
Some people never learn from their mistakes. Some people are too arrogant. I call it beyond reproach. Some people feel that they can do whatever they want and they're never going to get caught until something catastrophic happens. Yeah,
well, that's probably true too. So is this, as far as your writing goes, is this a first book for you?
No, I have my first book is called Operation No Coincidence, and it's actually a suspense thriller set in Philadelphia.
Oh, okay. And is this a sequel to that or no?
No, it's not. I have been asked to write a story. There's a young couple in the book, Emily and her boyfriend, Charlotte's daughter. People want to know what happens. Want to know what happens in the future with the two of them. So maybe someday there'll be a sequel for the two kids in the book.
I like the lightness of this book. It's a very, very fun read, and you can't help but laugh out loud at some points.
Yes, I try to keep the characters, my characters in all my books, evenly matched between male and female. You know, I find that I don't want a damsel in distress, and I don't want a really wimpy guy.
Right.
So I try to make them evenly matched.
Did any of the insurance frauds that you have investigated show up in the book? Or any of them worthy?
Not this book, but in Operation No Coincidence, yes. It's all about how insurance fraud funds terrorism. and even a lot of the 9/11 money came from insurance fraud, which I found very interesting when I went to research the book.
I like how Greg's personality did a complete 180 from his past to his present.
Yes, he learned from his past. He really went through what she did on a different level. He had a weight issue, but he also had a financial issue that he had to overcome. And so, him finding success in his business life, becoming a professor and a PhD in psychology. He even says at one point in the book that, he became a psychologist because he wanted to figure out why he and his family were so screwed up. And he said he never figured it out all the way, but it obviously helped him be a better person.
See, that's what I mean. We think we learn from our mistakes. That's why we need a virtual marriage first, or
there you go.
Virtual parenthood, maybe, or maybe that's what. Maybe life is virtual. Maybe that's what happened when we die. We wake up on the other side, and God says, "Okay, did you learn anything?"
Yes.
Maybe the whole thing is virtual.
I was a much better parent than I was than I was a spouse, I think. So.
You're fun, Lori. Thank you for being on the air with us. Where do we get the book?
Thank you for having me. I'm sorry?
Where can we get the book?
You can get it on Amazon or through Soulmates Publishing, my publishing house.
It's Not Too Late for Therapy. That's the name of the book, and it's written by L.A. Lori Long, right? Is that how it's published on the book?
Lori Ann Long is my name. I write under L.A. Long. It sounds a little mysterious.
Oh, okay. Got it.
And you have a website yourself.
I do. LALongbooks.com.
That's what I was looking for. Okay. Thank you for being on there. Definitely come back anytime, especially if you're in the area. We'd love to have you in the studio.
Oh, that would be awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Lori. We'll take a break. We'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. For today, intervals of cloud and sunshine. There can be a shower or two along the coast. The high 82 to 86. Mostly cloudy tonight. A late